Your thoughts on today?
I thought it was a good day. I thought it was a really good opportunity for us to compete against a really good defense. Obviously just bringing in new guys, new color, a chance for us to compete as a unit too, as a team, us both rooting for each other. Obviously during camp you get, it's offense versus defense, but I think it was a great opportunity. I thought we did some good stuff. There's some stuff for us to learn from. So overall I thought it was really productive.
Specifically, what did you like? What you didn't like?
Um, Yeah, how competitive we were. I like how we responded. I think we started strong. I thought that we did a really good job as a unit. I think there was a little lull for us as a unit, and us responding to that because there's gonna be lulls throughout games during the season, and I think we've definitely had some urge to some point of emphasis to make sure we fight through that. And if there's a bad drive, two bad drives in a season. Uh, that we can make sure we rebound from that. I think we did a good job finishing, which is something that Coach Canales says all the time. And then there's little stuff we got to clean up. There's procedural stuff we got to get better at. There's a couple of things I missed, a couple of reads I got to get through quicker. You never know until you watch the tape. I have a little snapshot in my mind, then you watch the tape and you get to see stuff better. So I'll have a better answer for both perspectives after that. But just fresh off the field kind of takeaways.
Bryce, so much has been made about playing time in the preseason. What can you get out of today that you maybe couldn't get out of Saturday?
Yeah, I think you get those prolonged periods of getting ones-on-ones, prolonged periods of people trying stuff. You get different looks. Us getting stuff. Obviously preseason for everyone is really vanilla. They weren't. Obviously we're working on things. They weren't super complex today, but they have different calls and stuff like that. We have different calls that everyone has a preseason plan, and then obviously there's season stuff. You start game planning, so it's a good opportunity for us to kind of bring those stuff that maybe you wouldn't show in the preseason just because it's a practice environment. And then again, just those prolonged reps of ones-on-ones, twos-on-twos, stuff like that. You get different situations, scenarios that you're not always going to be able to replicate in every game, every preseason game. So I think this was a great opportunity for us.
Bryce, with Terce really seemed to step up with Deontay out. Was Terce one of the guys that really you felt like made a good showing out there today?
Yeah, had a great practice. Did a great job, and I don't. Not surprising at all. I don't think he did anything out of character. I think he was just himself. He had some opportunities, made the most of them. That's always kind of what I see, what I expect when moves out there. But he, did a great job. Again, it was competitive out there. It was a back and forth environment, and he did a great job of rising to that occasion, making the plays that we all know he can make. It was great.
I want to ask you too. Aaron Rodgers was a guy that sat out his first 3 seasons before he got a shot. You were thrown right in the fire, obviously. What did you gain from playing right away that you think is helping you right now? And did you ever talk to anybody to wonder what it would have been like had you not played last year?
Yeah, I've never really thought about that. I always try to. I'm grateful for all the experiences that I've had, that I have. There's always a what if for any scenario. So I always try to focus on what has happened, what does happen, what can, and then again, just the experience of being out there. Learn stuff. There's watching film and there's talking about it and there's being on the sideline and all of that you can get a ton out of. But obviously. You can't replicate, playing in games and playing in seasons and game planning and adjusting and personnels and things like that, being out there. So I'm grateful to have a season under my wing. I'm excited to continue to keep growing, keep building, keep pushing myself to be better. And I think as a team, we all have that same attitude.
Bryce, kind of on that note, Aaron said at this joint practice last year that his advice to you was be gentle with yourself, remember that it's a long journey. Did you have to kind of remind yourself of that during this last season, and how hard is that to actually put into practice in the moment?
Yeah, I'm definitely grateful for things he said. That's someone that I've watched growing up, watched him play. I've looked at his game a lot. I have a ton of respect for him as a player, for him for all the stuff he's done throughout his career. That's definitely something when someone like that gives you advice and talks to you, it's definitely something you keep at heart. Of course, we're all I'm a competitor. We're all competitors. We all want to, go out every week, go out every practice, and do the best we can in that moment. And, I definitely still, and I have that edge as we all do. But just trying to have moderation, balance, that was definitely one of the things that I thought of as well at times. So I'm grateful for that.
Speaking of being a competitor, there were a couple of dust-ups on y'all side of the field. What's your opinion on those?
Yeah, it's football. Everyone's competing at a really high level. It's a lot of people that, that don't know each other, that are fighting for spots, fighting to elevate their teams, fighting for themselves for a lot of reasons. Just throughout throughout camp, we have a ton of respect for those guys, and again, stuff boils over sometimes. We were all able to shake it up after practice. We were all able to go and dab each other up after, show each other love. It's all in love of the game. It's not what you want, of course, not what was planned. But stuff like that happens, and again, making sure that it stays there, we're able to move on, go forward, and then move on from there.
Dave said he talked to Terce after that, called it dumb football. Did you talk to him about it too, or if you did, what did you say?
That stuff that's the coaches. That's obviously we listen to them. Whatever they say goes. So we talk about the football stuff, talk about routes, talk about all that, and then that's on coach.
Any indication if you'll play on Saturday?
I'm not sure, but again, whatever the coaches decide, whatever they say, I'm behind it 100%.
Yesterday, Dave talked about always wanting to preach, like scrambles could still lead to a second chance, like an explosive play. You had a play today where you kept it and then you kind of flipped it to Mingo in the end zone. I think it was during the red zone drills. Is that an example of that, and how much do you have to kind of remember that when you're out there?
Yeah, we're definitely, in the QB room, it's definitely to make sure we're taught to make sure to go through all of our progressions, and then there's a time clock, and then obviously there's just realities of football. Sometimes you get outside the pocket, or you move or whatever, and you play outside the time clock. And that one was actually designed like that to get outside the pocket and with the crashing in. So we always talk about starting the second play when it's necessary. And yeah, like you said, coach is always talking about those being great opportunities for us to do stuff. Do stuff off the time clock. It's tough for a defense to go guard one concept and then it completely changes to something else, and now people are just flowing to the ball. So for me, I'm always trying to do everything I can in those moments to extend stuff, try to find a positive play out of it. We had some opportunities today, and then, obviously that being a reaction and making sure, when things are when we're able to, that we're still able to, play sound football.
Dave said you guys, I guess, might have, with Hunt and Hubbard, they kind of came out okay. Did you get a chance to talk to those guys after? How big of a scare was that?
Yeah, Rob was able to come back, which was great. And then I haven't talked to Chuba since, but obviously hoping and hearing good news is great. Haven't talked to him yet, so we'll see. But yeah, of course, obviously, all of our guys, we want to make sure they're great, and for both sides. You never want to see injuries. You ever want to see anything long term, anything negative happen. So, we're always hoping for health for everyone.
Bryce, what do you think is the biggest change, if you think back to last year's joint practice with these same guys, the way you were then versus the way you are now? What do you think the biggest change is for you?
Yeah, I think it's just, again, just being more comfortable, having more of a feel, more experience, and really right now it's just leaning into the system. This year and this isn't opposed to anything last year, but leaning into the system, we have some great stuff. We have some great players that make my job a lot easier. It's really just finding a way to get the ball in other people's hands. We have some great scheme to do that. So again, just following that, sticking to what the coaches are saying, sticking to the script, and playing off of the rest of the guys on the team.
To follow up on that, Adam said the other day, he said you're making plays or making throws because of your experience last year that you probably wouldn't have made this year. Any of the kind of what stands out in you, maybe some of the day, maybe some earlier in practices?
Just again, right now, I don't really think about last year, just because it's not applicable, and I've done that with every year. It's not because of anything. We're always focused on this is a new year, this is a new team, this is a new coaching staff. Where we have what's in front of us. So I don't really compare anything to last year. Every year is a new year in this league in football. You always got to go and hit a reset. So right now it's just been focused on, again, listen to what coaches are saying, and embracing the system. making it our own as a unit, and then doing all we can to execute that.
Bryce, at the end of kind of like a long, grueling camp, how much does this joint practice kind of inject some energy, and then you're getting the fans into it as well, just to end on this?
Yeah, no, this is great. We really appreciate the support. Today was amazing fan support, but it's been like that every time we've been out here, out in Clemson, whatever it is. We're super grateful to have the fan base we do that have come out here and consistently shown support. We all feed off of that energy. Like you said, it's long days. It's tough as it should be. It pushes us to be better, and having that support means a lot. And then, again, I think there's a lot of juice today. A lot of, there's a lot of positive stuff to take away and learn from too. But we want to make sure that we build off of it. Again, it's one day in. Are we in August? We're in August, right? 15th. There. Okay. I don't know what day it is, honestly. That's how camp normally is. It's like, but it's one day in August, which is great. It's great for us to build off of. Obviously, a long season ahead, so we just want to make sure we use this as a building block, and then keep going upward. Appreciate you guys.